Where did I put that stuff? this shit on there. This shit's dirty. God damn, that's dirty. Actually, I need a little piece of this. That thing's tore up. So this needs a new sheath. This is the way to do it. I'm putting mink oil on these leather parts and cleaning them up, because you got to do that every now and then. They don't dry out. Mink oil. That's what I'm using. You can see that one. It's a pretty cool little knife. You don't put the oil on them, they'll end up like this one, dried out and rotten. You gotta put oil on it. That'll make it last much longer. Just kind of rub it in. This is a rare sheath. You notice anything different about this sheath? There's no cuts in it for a belt, and it doesn't have a flap. This was a pilot sheath, and it was sewn into the flight jacket. It's pretty cool. What year was this one? 1975. So there's 3 done. And this one's a kinfolks. Bright blade. Pretty nice. That's a real nice handle. This one's a Kinfolk. Let me see if I can. It's kind of hard to see it. Let me see. Kinfolks. I'm just putting mink oil on the handle. Right there. And then put some mink oil on the sheath. It'll dry out too quickly. It's real dry up in here. It's pretty nice. Let that soak in there. I like that. Pretty nice. So that's 4 knives done. This one, a Western. It's pretty rare. You can see how it's drying out. So you gotta do this every now and then. And this leather will just soak this mink oil. Keep it from cracking. Pretty cool knife. This is a Western fighting knife, World War II. Sheath. I'm just trying to keep it from dry rotting, putting a little mink oil on it. Mink oil. I like this kind better because it's just easier to put it on like this. And it really soaks it in there. I don't think this is the original sheath because I've seen these knives. The sheath looks just like this, but this strap is usually right here on the original. But that's pretty cool. Oh, here's a pretty cool knife. See, now this one's been replaced. Look at that knife. It's a Case XX. It's a hefty. Ooh. If you like military combat knives, I got a whole bunch of them. Like, this is a quartermaster knife, World War II. It's a Case. Just trying to preserve the sheaths and the handles, because most of the World War II knives are all leather handled. Actually, let me find one that's not a leather handle. After this one, I'll find one that's not a leather handle, which really can't really do anything for the handle with the non-leather handled ones. The next knife will be, I see it, a Navy knife. This part's been replaced. It's been replaced and not very well. It's too thin. Big, that's a pretty good snap, but Case wouldn't have put that on there. Okay, let's find that one that's a Navy knife. Look at that one. This one needs some oil on the blade. This one's a US Navy. See, these knives, this is a US Navy also. This is the Roberson. You see that? I probably should put that one in that sheath and this one in this sheath. I don't know. We'll see how that looks. That looks pretty good in that sheath. I'm gonna have to clean the blade up on this one. It's starting to rust. Let's see what we got here. This will get off some of the rust. can clean the handle too. This is not a leather handle. It's like plastic or rubber. It's a Colonial. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna need a new rag because I haven't gotten an oil rag yet. Wipe it off. It's pretty rusty, man. Need some oil. Put some gun oil on it. Now look at how much rust is coming off of that. I got this from a guy at the flea market. It's gonna have to be really soaked with oil. It's very rusty. I'm gonna put shit, this is brand new. A little bit of pitting on it. We're gonna put this knife in this sheath because it's a plastic handled one. And rub some of that oil on this part. So, I wonder if we turn this sideways, if we would get a better video here. Like that. Is that better? You can see the knife better. This one's got a JM on it. You see that? It's a Navy Mark 1 with a fiberglass sheath, Colonial. I like that little JM on there. That kind of gives it some character. This is another Navy Mark 1. This one is a Robeson. So we might as well put some oil on the blade. We need to soak this rag a little bit. I don't like to get this stuff all out. Get some on the rag. Let it sit there for a minute. Okay. And then we'll clean the handle. This one's got bluing on it. Look at that blued blade. Okay, so we got that. Now we need this one, which I'm using the mink oil. Get some mink oil on the handle. Keep it from cracking up on me. Wow. Now that's starting to look fancy. Let's soak that stuff right up though. By the time you flip it over, it already soaked up the other side. So you might as well just keep rubbing it on there, because it actually wants it. Yep, the knife, the sheath. I just got this sheath with another another knife, and I know this sheath needs to be oiled up or mink oiled because it is dry as a bone. There's a big cut in it right there. This sheath is dry as a bone. If you don't put this on there, it will just rot. See this sheath? This is what will happen if you don't put mink oil on it. It will just turn into a crumbled up, broken piece of mess. But this sheath for this knife is super hard to find because it's a bigger blade. It's not like a K-bar. Let me see if I can find a K-bar. Well, actually, here's another one of these rare ones. But this one's got the whole sheath. This one's supposed to have the sheath be a little bit bigger, just like that. But a K-bar is smaller. See how much smaller it is? The K-bar. This is a Western. Okay, I'll put my K-bar thing back. This isn't actually a K-bar, this is a Cornetto, Vietnam era. But anyways, I already cleaned this as best I could. Put that over there, this over here. And then just keep putting some oil on it. I'm gonna do a bunch of videos on these knives later on when I get around to it, like comparing them all. I have tons of them, hundreds of them. So that's the little navy sheath, and this is the little navy knife. Go right in there. Needs a strap. Put it over there. See what this one is. Oh, this is the Cattaraugus. So the Cattaraugus is just like, this is the case, this is the Cattaraugus. Look at that. One's a left-handed sheath, one's a right-handed sheath. I could carry them just like that, one on each side. But I just cleaned up this case. I don't want to mix up the sheaths. But this one's a Cattaraugus. Let's see. This one's a case. The case has a little bit longer handle. I don't know if you can see that. And this is a 337 6-inch. 3376Q. And this one is a 225Q, which means quartermaster. So I already cleaned that one up. And put some mink oil all over it. This is the clean pile, and this is the not clean pile. But I have a whole lot more up there. I just couldn't fit them all on the table. Actually, it looks like there's some rust on this. Let's get that off. Just keep cleaning. Where's my oil? Is this the oil one? Yeah, this is the oil rag. Get some of that. Put the oil up the blade. It's a thick old heavy duty knife. That's almost like a hammer. Now, the oil, we'll put the oil over here. we get done with this, I'm gonna have to go get a sandwich. Or a pizza. Looks pretty nice. Put that right there. This sheath is needing some mink oil bad. Just keep cleaning. Should probably do this like once a year. And then it'll last a long time, even if you skip a couple of years. Just do it once a year if you can. It's a mink oil down Cattaraugus sheath. Big fat handled World War II special. What's this one? Okay, now this is not a World War II. This is a reproduction. Let's see if I can find the original one. It's right here, I think. Yep. The original K-bar. This is an original K-bar World War II Navy knife. And this is a reproduction K-bar. So you can see how it's stamped. It says USN Mark I, and you can just tell it's not the same as the original. The pommel's much thicker on the new one. This one is peened on, this one is pinned on. It's totally different. This is a little bit heavier duty, but this is the way they made them back then. So we'll clean up the real one first. Just clean off the blade a little bit. And put some oil on it. These are really hard to find, these K-bars. This kind of a K-bar, super hard to find. And the USN sheath. Maybe I'll do a video on all of these little Navy knives that I got, because I think I got all of them now. All of the Navy Mark I's. Ooh, look at that sheath. I know I just recently got this. So it needs a couple of coats of mink oil. Mink oil the handle. When I get done, I'll lay them all out so we can look at them. Count how many I cleaned today. And it's not even a quarter of how many I got over there. What? They look much better when they're clean. I'm getting a big stack of expensive knives over here. Okay, where was that one that wasn't the original? What do I do with it? Oh, it's right here. The non-original one, I'm just going to put it off to the side. I bought this one just so I could make a video to show the The real one versus the newer. They're both made by K-Bar, but this one's just made in like 2000 and something. I'm gonna put it up here out of the way. So I'm only cleaning the originals. This one's a Boker. It's a really nice Boker too. It's got a good sheath. U.S. Navy Boker. World War II. It's got a Bakelite pommel. I think that's a Bakelite washer there on the front. Put a little oil on it while we got it out of the sheath. Now the sheaths turn. I hear chickens crowing outside. The sun must have came up. I've already been outside. It don't mean just because the chickens are crowing doesn't mean the sun came up either, because I've heard them crowing at 2 o'clock in the morning. I think if a headlight goes by, they crow. They're not very good alerters because they alert on every. They just alert you on everything. On nothing. They'll alert you for no reason. Alright. The Boker. That's a very nice little Navy knife. Should do a video on just that knife all by itself. That's beautiful. The Boker. What is this one? Wait a minute. That wasn't even the right knife. This is a Camulus. The Boker and the Camulus look pretty similar. Different grind though. The Boker. Almost put the wrong knife in the wrong sheath again. Oh, I know what this one is. This one, I have not got the... I don't have a sheath for this one. I ordered a thing off eBay that's coming with a pilot knife and one of these fiberglass sheaths. One of these sheaths. And it's coming with a pilot, with one of these. For some reason, I found this knife with this sheath on eBay. So I bought it so I could get the sheath, and then I'll just have the knife for a knife. So I collect them. Anyways, I'll just clean this handle. So when I get my sheath, I'll only slide her in there. This is a Camulus. A Camulus. Camulus. Camulus? Camulus? I don't know. I'm not from New York. I'm from Florida. Florida. Gotta clean these knives down in Florida. Oh boy, we got a pile of knives over here. Look at that. This is a whole mountain of knives that we've cleaned already. This one, this is a Western shark knife. See how that handle is right there? See how this is down here? The sheath for this knife should be more like this sheath. But this part, from here up, it should look like this. This should be down here. This should be rounded. You should have this kind of a belt loop instead of this. This is like some kind of a dagger sheath. I don't know. That's how I got it. Oh boy. Got some rusty crusty on this one. It's probably a good thing that we came here and cleaned these up. I think I got this one the other day out of a pawn shop. That's bad. Rusty, 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 rusty. I'm gonna have to start cleaning these things more often. That's actual caked on the rust right there. Can't have that. I have like 5 of these. I don't know which one this one is. I think this is the newest one I got. Well, at least we got rid of the rust. Yeah. Oh, it looks much better. Need a lot more on this rag. Okay. Excuse me. This handle actually is so dirty I need to saddle soap it. I don't know. I don't think I've ever cleaned this knife. It must have been something I just got. Yeah, I've never cleaned this knife. It's actually coming out pretty nice. I know people say you shouldn't mess with a World War II collectible knife or an antique knife or any kind of knife that's a collectible, but if it's rusting, you have to get it back to where it is not rusting. You got to do it. Whatever it takes to keep it from going really bad. I mean, there's actually like some kind of food or something on this. I swear there's food on this. Like, it looks like sweet potatoes. Somebody must have been using this as a kitchen knife. To, like, sweet potatoes up under there. Okay. We got that. What do we do with the sheath for it? Because it definitely needed a lot of work. Let's let that soak up. This might be the worst. This isn't the worst sheath. This is the worst intact sheath. It's barely intact. Let's just let that soak. Put some hydration in that leather. Yeah, it's really bad. I'm gonna do the back of it. The leather's strong as long as it's healthy. Once it gets to the elements, it starts getting problems. Alright, so there's the little navy shark knife that really needed to be cleaned up. Very nice. On top of the pile of cleaned up knives. Now we'll do this guy. Look at that. I'm going to do something real quick. Just going to fold this. Get it soaked really good. Now, that's a little bit excessive. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Should wipe every blade down like that. Gotta get this handle done. Okay, we'll set that one there. This one doesn't have a sheath. This one has a really cool sheath. J.R. Reed. J.L. Reed. Enlistman J.L. Reed. So this guy enlisted. He signed up and they gave him this knife. He must have been a big, pretty bad dude to have this knife. It's a big knife. He was probably a little guy. He just gave him a real big knife. Man, that is a knife. If I was in the World War II, I'd want him to give me this knife. I'd want this one. For cutting up the big potatoes. Okay, onto the stack. This one, I've had this one for a long time. It's a Geneva Forge Navy. Okay, Geneva Forge. Very nice. When it gets dark like that, it'll lighten back up. It's just soaking in some. When it starts lightening up, that means it's time to put some more on it. The Geneva Forge. Pretty cool. Sliding it back in the sheath. Yeah. This is a Geneva Forge. And then I've already bring this knife over here twice. This is a POW. Ugh. It's a little POW. A POW 35. Navy knife. This is the most common Mark 1 I've found. Seems like most of them are POWs. It's not hard to find a POW. I should really find a really nice POW because I don't have a really nice POW. They're all about this condition. Then this sheath needs to have a new strap on it. And I was thinking about getting one of those M7 bayonet sheaths, and they got the same kind of strap. I'm just putting it on, taking one off of one of those and putting it on this. I have some junk sheaths. Maybe I'll just take one off and just rivet it on there. If it should work. I think it will work fine and dandy. Thank you very much. Fine and dandy, thank you very much. Here's a K-bar. Thank you very much. Look at that. That's a real World War II K-bar. Thank you very much. Very nice. I guess we should find the oil. Ooh, the ballistol. Thank you very much. We'll put some ballistol on the blade. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. U.S. Navy. Blade marked. Ricasso marked, I should say. That is the real K-bar right there. A real original. Original. The real deal. This is Evander Holyfield K-bar. Very nice. Thank you very much. Ah, that is a beautiful K-bar. Can't believe I'm lucky enough to be the person who owns this. Let's set that beautiful knife right there. The sheath needs a little attention. Damn, look at that. We just wanted a little bit of mink oil. God dang, that looks good. Just wanted a little bit of mink oil. That's all it wanted. Sometimes you just gotta get dirty. That's what I always say. Put a little mink oil on it. This is a really good one. Rub some mink oil in there. Let it just soak in. Flip it over. Get the tip really good. The tip is always seems to be the spot that goes first. And this, you want a nice oil on that. Go down the side, on the top, there. There we go. Now let's get our beautiful K-bar. So nice. Put it back in our sheath. This is the nicest one I pulled out today. Oh, so nice. World War II. Oh, it's on the top of the stack for the minute. Here's another one. This one's old too. This is in the World War II. It says AIR. Air. This is Nike. This is Michael Jordan's. Oh man, that snap needs some Need to put some oil on that snap. Okay. What we got here? This is a K-bar. It's not a Navy. It's just a K-bar. So it's probably an Army one. It looks so good when you get down in. Ooh, that thing is like a razor blade. You gotta be careful. Especially when your hands are a little bit slippery. Get all these grooves. Let it soak up some mink oil. Got yourself a nice looking K-bar. Put some ballistol on it. Man, that one might look as good as the last one. Shit. K-bar. Very nice. It makes me want to go buy another one. I haven't bought a Mark II, Mark I, a Mark II big knife in a long time. The next knife I get is going to be some kind of a K-bar or a Mark II style fighting knife. A Marine Corps fighting knife. World War II U.S. Marine Corps. That's what I'm going to get next. Gotta have it. Gotta get one. I can't live without another knife. I can't live without another knife. I gotta get one. Whoa, look at the... Someone had to have done that. Those lines. What if this guy was a parachuter? That almost looks like a parachute. Air. This could have been a this could have been a airborne. They usually got the Mark III, the M3 knives, but I don't know, this one's nice. Army Air Corps. I think it had something else written on it there. I know one thing. I'm going to take good care of it. Put it back in the sheath. Put it on top of the thing. I got to clean 3 more knives, and then I can take a break. What do you need?
Can I look outside and see my package then?
Your package?
Yeah.
What time? Yeah, go look and see. Make sure not to let the cat out. Put your shoes on. This is not a World War II knife. This is a Charade Walden. It's an old timer. Just an old timer. It's a USA old timer though. Somebody made a sheath for it. It needs to be fixed. Let's just rub the sheath down. I don't even know. Oh, that's cool. I'll be there in a minute to help you open it. Or do you need help? Let me make sure that's your package.
Oh, it says on it.
Okay, well, it might be TJ's package. Just gonna put this one over here because only the sheath needed oil. Well, let's oil the blade with some ballistol. I gotta hurry up. My daughter's wanting to open up a box and I don't even know if it's hers. My son ordered a record player because he found all these records. This is a Queen City. I just got this. No, you can't. I'll be there in a minute. I don't know if it's yours or not. What did you order? Rubber band bracelets? How big is the package?
Pretty big.
Well, then it's not rubber band bracelets. That's probably TJ's record player.
How are you supposed to know
Did you go to the mailbox?
that? No.
The rubber band bracelets are probably in the mailbox. Oh. Okay. I'm almost finished. I just wanted to clean. This is the last one because the other one is my cold steel. So this one doesn't need cleaning. I don't even know how it got over here. All right. So now we got all the knives cleaned up and got all the knives cleaned up and mink oiled. Let's see what we got. See how many I cleaned. So I cleaned, we're gonna have a huge pile of knives here in a minute. Right now they're right there. Get this stuff out of the way. So we cleaned the Queen City. We cleaned the Geneva Forged, the POW. Okay, well just wait till 4 o'clock. That's when the mail comes. The Western Shark Knife. Camulus. It's like 2 o'clock or something. Camulus Pilot Knife. Is this the Boker? I think this is the Boker. What is this? This is the Boker. The Boker. Navy Mark 1. Then we clean the Case Quartermaster Knife. The Roberson Mark 1. Start back over here. K-Bar Mark 1. The Cattaraugus, which kind of goes with that one. And the big old Western. Where's the other big old Western? Big old Western. The other big old Western. The K-Bar. The other K-Bar that I cleaned. The Kinfolk Army Knife. The Cornetta Vietnam issue. The Colonial Mark 1. The No Sheath Camulus. The Western L77 dagger. And the good old timer. The old timer. So that's what I cleaned today. A nice pile of knives. I hope everyone liked watching it. I want to turn this thing around like that. And I gotta go and check the mail. Man, I gotta put all these knives away. I gotta go wash my hands. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, whoever watched. I don't know. I was just cleaning knives. Maybe tomorrow I'll clean some M3s. Have a good one. Okay.